Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a Beatles unboxing. I don't know that the frame rate might be a bit iffy in this video. I'm not sure what's going on with my phone. Anyway, I think before we do the unboxing, which you can see the record behind me, actually it's technically not a Beatles album, but we'll get into it. I thought I should talk about the 2022 remaster remix of Revolver. So I didn't actually buy this when it came out. My beautiful girlfriend and me mum worked together to get me this for Christmas. And I mean, the picture disc, whenever they do these, I always go for the picture disc because I've already got the album on vinyl. So you might as well get the picture disc, at least that's how I see it. Apart from the white album, they didn't. Now I understand why they didn't do it, because it's just the white, but it still might have looked cool. Anyway, the actual mixes for this, I think they sound brilliant, but it's not like, I think they sound clearer. Like, again, well, obviously this is all based on my sound system and these two ears, but it sounds a lot clearer than the original mix. But it doesn't it's not like mind-blowing. You know, you shouldn't rush out and buy it if you already own the album. You can get it on a streaming service. And I know that's heresy for vinyl collectors, but still, it's not going to change your life, but it is really good. And if you are like a mega Beatles fan like me, I definitely would recommend it. But otherwise, you don't need to rush out the door and buy it. And the picture disc is beautiful. I do love a picture disc. You might notice Elvis over there, which was a present from Sasha as well. But that one doesn't sound nearly as good. It's not great. It was second hand, so instead of playing it, we decided to just stick him up there. And my new calendar as well, the Beatles aren't there anymore. For 2023, you're going to have Doctor Who, which is the greatest TV show ever made. That can go down there. Now this is one I bought sometime before Christmas. It deserves an honourable mention because it's really good. If you can find the Beatles 30 Weeks in 1963, I would definitely recommend you pick it up. So it's like different versions or different takes of their earlier stuff. So you've got the Abbey Road sessions from 1963. You've got I Saw Her Standing There, There's a Place, Do You Want to Know a Secret, Do-da-do, A Taste of Honey, Misery, and From Me to You. I read the other day that Misery wasn't on the first Beatles album in America because the American record labels thought it was too soppy or too sad for the American audiences, which is funny. I'll Be On My Way, Baby, It's You, sha-la-la. Even the best one on here, at least I think, is there's a Abbey Road session, March the 3rd, 1963 version of One After 909, which sounds great, and it's more in the style of their earlier stuff rather than what was on Let It Be. And it's such a good song. It's crazy that it would take them 10 years to actually put it on an album. But yeah, this is great for any Beatles fan. This is fantastic. And there's some songs on here which there must have been B-sides, like Crying, Waiting, Hoping, To Know Her Is to Love Her, Long Tall Sally, which is fantastic, Glad All Over, You Really Got a Hold on Me. There's a version of Honey Don't on here with John Lennon singing it instead of Ringo. Oh My Soul, Can't Buy Me Love, Hold Me Tight, Don't Bother Me. This is fantastic. I'm sort of short on space at the moment. And the last one, just an honourable mention, this was a Christmas present from the fabulous Sasha. And it's basically, it's just a Beatles collection album. But I think the album artwork is beautiful. That's fantastic. And then you've got some nice picture on the back. Now, the reason you clicked on this video, if I can reach it, come here. We have brand new, on sale. I got it half price. Rough Trade do a sale usually start of January. And I got The Beatles Origins, the Beatles' greatest music influences, which is fantastic. And I love that album cover. And this was This was in like their compilations bin instead of the Beatles one. And so many different great artists on it. On the front here, got Little Richard, Bill Haley, Jen Vincent, Elvis, of course, Buddy Holly, Ray Charles, Chuck Berry. Some of the greatest people from the 50s and the 60s. Oh. I'll show you the back in a bit. Let me get this saran wrap off. I cut my nails, they're not as long as... Hang on, I got it. Aha. Oh. It's not a gatefold, unfortunately. They missed the trick there, but a lot of these compilations aren't gatefolds. Aha. Beautiful. And then you can pause to have a read of that if you want. So there's a French, is that French? It's either French or Spanish. And then there's an English version. It is French. Who were the influences of the world's most famous band? And how did they invent pop music? Did they though? Anyway, the answer can be found in this album of 32 songs, all of which the Beatles covered and performed in studio or in concert. During their early years, songs that left a strong impact on them during their youth when they saw American rock and roll sweep through England. The emergence of Lennon's absolute idol, Buddy Holly. His band was called the Crickets, and as a tribute, Lennon called his band John Lennon and the Beatles. Buddy Holly tragically died in a plane crash on February 3rd, 1959. Then he thought of a play on the words between the beat and the Beatles, and finally called his band the Beatles. The Beatles were also influenced by black rock and roll pioneers such as Little Richard, Chuck Berry, or Larry Williams, and not so much by bluesmen unlike the Rolling Stones. Their love of vocal harmonies was also due to their affection for black rhythm and blues bands such as the Coasters, the Miracles, and the Marvelettes. I hope I'm saying that right. With 32 songs, you'll be able to step right into the wonderful musical world that shaped the Beatles' sound. I mean, yeah, there's some really great songs on here. I mean, it kicks off with Blue Suede Shoes, Elvis. That's a classic. Bebop Alula, which I must admit I don't know that one. Shake, Rattle and Roll. The Everly Brothers, I love the Everly Brothers. Carl Perkins is a classic. Buddy Holly, love him to bits. There's loads. It's just, I mean, there's some great songs on here. And it was only about £15. So, kind of, couldn't miss out on that. We've got great label as well. That is perfect. I'm going to go and live with that. I'm going to go and give that a listen. Thanks for watching. If you love the Beatles as much as I do, or if you have listened to the new mixes of Revolver, let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.